Alright, y'all, peace. So for today's video, we are going to be reacting to the world's first multi-genius, okay?
We're gonna see what this video is about. We love to learn and we love to, bring the knowledge to everybody else. So we're gonna see what this video is talking about.
Let's see. And before we get into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. We are on the road to 600, so help us get there, y'all. Thank you for everybody who's been supporting us so far. We appreciate it. But let's get into it.
Sometime during the 27th century BC, a man called Canifer and his wife Karejuink were expecting a child. It was a boy. He would be known as Imhotep or Imhotep, which means the one who comes in peace. They may not realize it at the time, but that child will change the course of history and become one of, if not the most influential figure in world history. Kemet was in a period of relative peace and prosperity at the time, but Imhotep family was poor. He was a commoner. Canifer, his father, was a well-known architect, and the young Imhotep was expected to follow in his footsteps. Indeed, in Kemet, as in many other parts of Africa at the time, families were hereditarily committed to a single profession. That is, without family members in a profession, it was nearly impossible to enter a new field. To be allowed to cross these borders, one had to be truly exceptional. So, when the time came, the young Imhotep followed in his father's footsteps and began his studies to become an architect in Memphis. So far as was possible in those days, he received a liberal education. But it will become clear pretty quickly that the young man was above average. He was a polymath with many talents. He defied the one profession rule by establishing himself in multiple fields at the same time and at a high level of practice. As a result, his reputation reached the royal court, and at the time, the king, Pharaoh Djoser, the first ruler of the Third Dynasty, was struggling with a drought. Famine crippled the country. The king decided to invite the African genius to assist him in bettering the country's situation. Imhotep will complete his king's task successfully and save the country. The king, impressed, will invite him to join his personal architects. He will be appointed chief architect or vizier, the second most important title in the kingdom after Pharaoh. He oversaw all of Pharaoh's projects. Everything in Kemet at the time was made of sun-baked bricks, wood, or stone. Imhotep will have a new idea. It will be about beginning to construct structures out of cut stone, a more robust material. That is how he will construct Kemet's first pyramid, Djoser's stepped pyramid. Thanks to him, structures will be able to rise higher and last longer than ever before. A true revolution in the history of the world. That pyramid begins as a mastaba, which are flat-roofed rectangular tubes with inward sloping sides. Imhotep will add new steps to that foundation, 6-step layers reaching a height of 200 feet. The largest building of its time, and the world's first monumental structure. The steps were supposed to allow the pharaoh to climb up, symbolically, in the afterlife toward the sun meter, or god, Ra. Imhotep was a pioneer. Because everything he created was novel, he most likely invented the tools that allowed these structures to be built. He was the most powerful influencer of his time. An architect, scribe, priest, inventor, engineer, physician, astronomer, writer, and, perhaps most importantly, healer. His influence will be so great that he will be worshipped not only by Africans, but also by foreign nations such as the Greeks and Romans for the next 3,000 years after his death. By the New Kingdom, he was deified. He was known as the son of Ptah, Kemet's god of craftsmen and architects, and he himself became the patron saint of craftsmen and architects. He was associated with Asclepios by the Greeks. On the walls of their temples, renowned emperors such as Claudius and Tiberius had inscriptions praising Imhotep. Even the Roman Christians referred to him as a healer, a prince of peace, and a giver of rest. The Kemites also dedicated a temple to him on an island near Swinit, or Philly. Following the death of Pharaoh Djoser, Imhotep will serve as vizier to all subsequent pharaohs. He died during the reign of Pharaoh Huni, the last ruler of the Third Dynasty. His tomb has never been discovered. Today, Hippocrates, a Greek physician born around 460 BC, is regarded as the father of medicine. In some countries, new medical graduates are even required to sign a written Hippocratic oath before they can practice their new profession. However, Imhotep, who was born in 2700 BC, was worshipped as the god of medicine by the Greeks and Romans 2,000 years before Hippocrates. A team of researchers from the
Where do you think he
University
learned
of
his stuff
Manchester's
from?
Cambridge Center for Biomedical Egyptology
They take our stuff and then now they you know teach that stuff to us and
As
they
if
tell
they
us
created
their
it.
people created it and found it, even though they're people that actually founded it. Their people were the first to find it for their culture. We've been doing it. We've been scientists, magicians, all this stuff. They are just now coming to light with this new information. So they're saying that, you know, they created it and they found
When
it,
that's
they
not
invented it.
true.
It's not true.
We
We've been,
taught
yeah,
them.
we've been
and
found
they
all this
stole it.
stuff. Yeah.
Like everything else.
discovered a medical papyrus written in 1500 BC, which is 1,000 years before the birth of Hippocrates. It's called the Edwin Smith Papyrus. That papyrus implies that dissection of the human body was done systematically in ancient times. It is also thought by some scholars to have been authored by Imhotep himself. So, we can see that Africa was a pioneer in the evolution of medicine and science. The masters of Kemet had elevated the healing art to a level far beyond anything else on the planet. Astonishing progress had been made in both diagnosis and therapeutics. Kemet's medical schools, which were closely associated with her priestcraft and temples, were well known throughout the world, with her specialist physicians being summoned to attend royal and other dignitaries in distant lands. Being educated by Africans was a passport to success for a physician. Homer, the legendary Greek author, even stated, "In Egypt, the men are more skilled in medicine than any other human being." In other words, Africans were regarded as the true fathers of medicine, and Imhotep was regarded as the true father of medicine by these ancient Kemites as well as their contemporaries such as the ancient Greeks and Romans. Now, let's get to what you've probably been waiting for. What did he look like? Join our community by downloading Mr.
Yeah,
Imhotep free app, which provides access to a wealth of free
Oh wait, they
content,
are gonna
sources,
keep going.
and discussion about ancient history. This great man has been depicted in numerous ways. Throughout history, he has been attributed with a variety of characteristics. However, the majority of them contain specific details that repeat themselves. Today, Hollywood and Western media have had a significant impact on the representation of ancient African figures. Unfortunately, they are usually whitewashed by these industries. When most people think of Imhotep today, they imagine a face created by Western industries. It is usually this actor from the
used to watch that
well-known
when I was
film The
little.
Mummy.
Man, me too.
That's unfortunate. The problem is that he bears no resemblance to the original Imhotep, who was an African. We care about the representation of Africans in history here in the Imhotep family. That's why we decided to study most of his depictions, and, thanks to numerous modern technologies, we've been able to create what we believe to be a more accurate depiction of what he might have looked like, according to his own people. To complete this task, we searched for his most ancient depictions in the most prestigious museums to ensure that we are as close to his contemporaries' perceptions of him as possible. Here is our result.
The suspense.
I know, right? It's building up.
To ensure that you don't miss any of our videos, consider
Pretty
liking,
accurate.
subscribing, and clicking the bell. You can also check out our other facial reconstructions to learn about the faces of other significant African historical figures.
And very informational. Learned a lot of new things also.
Yeah, I love watching these videos to learn, you know, about our history because, you know, we learn about their history like Albert Einstein and, you know, there's a bunch of, you know, whitewashed people they say created math and science and all these people we learn about in history. but we don't learn about people like
the actual origins of where all this stuff comes from.
We don't learn about none of this. So, it's good to learn about this stuff and get to learn about how smart and intelligent, how far advanced our people were, thousands of years ago.
And yeah, but I really like this video. I really like how they touched upon like a man healing, because I feel like nowadays that's so rare. We always expect women to be like the healers, women to be that. So the fact that they, brought up that a man, like they dealt with medicine, it kind of made me think like, everybody played their own roles in society, but in their society, I feel like the men and women were both healers, but in different ways. So men were more medical, surgical, hands-on, like kind of like the doctor type, and then women were like the healers. So they're nurturing. They will take care of you, aid for you. So
give you herbs, cook for you and stuff.
That's probably where the Western world gets this doctor and nurse, because usually doctors are like masculine and
the
nurses are feminine. So like that's probably where they get it from. But yeah, y'all, it's a really good video.
But if y'all like the video, make sure y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 600 subscribers, so help us get there, y'all, please.
And if you haven't already, go ahead and check out our Instagrams down below to touch bases with us. And also, we sell natural skincare products, so our link to our website is down below.
Click that link, y'all.
Go ahead and purchase you some products, okay? Get your skin right, y'all. But yeah, so that's the end of this video. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.